just finished up a 7-mile run. Woo, pump the AC, bro, it's hot. But I just finished up a 7-mile run. Feel amazing. It's literally just 12 p.m. I've been up since 5:30 a.m. this morning. And there was a point in time where this didn't used to be my reality. Meaning that when I was malnourished, the worst thing for me was the brain fog, right? So when I woke up, it was like, bro, I literally felt like I was still fucking asleep. I felt like I literally felt like I was mentally retarded. It was such a weird feeling. It felt like I wasn't a human. Like, people would try to talk to me and I literally could not understand. I couldn't interpret what they were saying to me. And you know, there are so many symptoms of malnourishment. Like, the brain fog for me was such a limitation, because not only that, but like, it made me feel like I had no motivation every single day. So I remember when I was malnourished, I felt so hopeless. I felt so broken. I thought there was something wrong with me, but it was because I wasn't putting the right nutrients in my body, which caused the brain fog. And when I was malnourished, I used to dream of a reality where I could literally just work out whenever. I just ran 7 miles. I haven't worked out at all in the past week because I just had surgery. So this is the first workout I've had since I've had surgery, bro. And it feels fucking amazing. And I wouldn't be able to do this unless I nourished my body this way, unless I primed my mind and body to perform on peak performance every single day. And I tell you all of this because in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I did that, how I got rid of the brain fog, so you can do it too, so you can operate in a reality. Because like, when I was coming here today, you know, you always gonna complain a little bit about the workout, right? So I was like, I don't really feel like working out. But then I reminded myself, I used to pray for a reality like this where I could put the work in, where I could feel energetic every single day, all throughout my day as well. Because I'm about to get back, cook up a crazy meal, gonna feel good, get some deep work in. It's already been a productive day, been up since 5:30. I've had 2 meetings so far. Like, I feel great. Just had my workout, like, I'm crushing it, all because I know how to fuel my body up the right way. And that's exactly what I want to show you in this video. So let's go ahead and jump straight into my MacBook.
All right, what's good, y'all? What I want to do for y'all today is give y'all this presentation. I hope you enjoy my amazing slideshow skills. I literally just used ChatGPT on the pictures, so don't judge me for that. But that's not the point. I'm not trying to entertain you during these presentations. I'm actually trying to give you sauce and something valuable. That's why these videos are not like videos that go fucking viral on YouTube, because they hide information like this from you. They don't want to know. They don't want you to know kind of information like. So what I ask of you while you're watching this video, actually pay attention. Take down notes in your own words so it actually resonates with you, and actually apply this information to your life. What you can do is send me a screenshot on my IG of like your actual notes and what you're going to take away from this video. That's what I used to do, and like a form of accountability too. It's just, you know, send a screenshot of my notes literally to my boy or something, just so I can actually know that I'm doing something valuable with my fucking time. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So how to actually eliminate brain fog for good. That's what we're covering today. So overview, I'm going to go over the top 5 reasons people feel like their brain doesn't work on a day-to-day basis, how to actually fix it, and 4 things that no one talks about that ensures brain fog stays gone for good. And that's the last part of these slides, so stay tuned for that. So pretty much there's 5 main reasons you have brain fog. Number 1 is you fuel yourself up with donuts, bagels, and cereal, which literally spikes your glucose. To think about glucose as like the gasoline for your brain, and that leaves you looking like this guy right here. The thing is, right, is that donut, like what I mentioned, is empty carbs. It's empty calories, because you can eat this and feel full in the moment. Like, you have this form of instant gratification when you eat something like this, because it's sweet, it makes you happy in the moment, but it literally fries your brain after. Like, you hit this, it spikes your glucose, right? That's why you have an energy crash midway throughout your day. That's number 1. Okay, fine, I'm gonna expand it. So number 2 is the food you eat is not real, which means it doesn't have the right minerals, vitamins, omega-3 that your brain needs to make energy. Because often, like when I had the most severe brain fog, I would just give in to any craving that I had. Like, if I was feeling donuts in the morning, if I was feeling like, bro, just between me and you, like if I was feeling ice cream in the morning, I might get into a little bit of ice cream, but that was when I was my worst because I was just giving into every craving that I had, which literally made it so I was self-sabotaging myself every single morning. So what I mean by your food isn't real is because you can eat something like cereal where, again, it fills you up in the moment. You feel like you're doing something, but an hour later, it feels like you're still hungry. An hour later, it feels like your body, your mind and body actually isn't even fueled. So eating something as simple as eggs and avocado will actually leave you feeling full in the moment. So instead of trying to eat empty carbs, empty calories like this, cereal bowls, like think about anything that's highly processed that isn't just a single ingredient food. It's going to make you feel less satiated over time, which leads you to even going deeper down the rabbit hole and eating more junk food. And it leaves you even more like malnourished mentally. So number three is your food choices causes your gut to be inflamed, which slows down the receptors between your brain cells. The thing I want you to realize during this, while I'm talking to you here today, is that your gut health is directly correlated to how your brain feels on a day-to-day basis. Like your gut health is literally just your second brain. And if you're eating food that does not support your gut health, meaning that, again, empty calories, empty carbs, that is just the most processed food like donuts, where the original ingredient used to just be like flour and shit, right? But it's so processed to the point where it has so many ingredients you cannot pronounce, and it literally just inflames your gut and leaves you with all these symptoms, which you write off and you normalize all these symptoms because you think they like this is a normal part of your day. You think that everyone experiences a energy crash, but that's not true, bro. Everyone does not experience that. Everyone does not experience brain fog. So how do you solve that? Is eating real food. Number four is that you don't think you need water to survive, which is fucking retarded. And you drink it every so often, which leaves you thirsty and delays oxygen and energy production in your brain. I'm not going to talk too much about how important water is, but like, I don't want to sound fucking repetitive, but if you're not drinking enough water and you're saying like my head hurts and shit, like my girl used to tell me all the time, like, oh, my head hurts. And I'm like, did you drink water today? She's like, no. I'm like, what are you doing? And I get it. Like, it's hard to constantly be drinking water, especially when you don't feel thirsty. Like, I'm a human too, bro. I experience the same things you do. But again, later in this presentation, I'm going to dive into exactly how you can solve that. And number five, the last one, is that you think that sleep is something you can half-ass and you just scroll on your phone all night and think 3-4 hours of sleep is enough, which literally destroys your deep and REM sleep cycles. I used to be guilty of this too. I would doom scroll myself to sleep every single night till about 3-4 in the morning. And I would wake up the next morning, feel like I didn't even sleep. And it's not a matter of I like got 3-4 hours of sleep, because I know some people think that's enough, but I would get like the 8 hours, but I would still feel tired when I woke up because I destroyed the most important part of sleep, which is deep and REM sleep cycles, which is your body's way to physically recover and mentally recover. And if you are one scrolling your phone all night, like it's going to destroy those. There's so many variables that play into that, and we'll get into the solution later in this video. So how do we fix that? Nourishment. Nourishment is eating foods that are micronutrient dense that helps your body feel full on a neurological level. You're trying to be this guy right here. So here's 4 tweaks to make to your nutrition to eliminate brain fog. Number one is limit carb consumption as much as possible. Notice how I've been specifically talking about eating less carbs in the morning compared to later in the day. So my rule is, right, I only eat carbs when I'm training. So if I'm not training in my day, I maybe eat like 50 grams of carbs. There's really no point of eating carbs unless you're training. So you want to eat simple carbs before training and then complex carbs post training, and literally just use Google to find out which kind of carbs you want to use. And so you want to be like this guy right here, where he's eating healthy fats and proteins in his morning just from avocado and eggs. And he keeps this loaf of bread on the side, which he doesn't touch. Number two is prioritize the macros. Literally just sticking to single ingredient foods that don't have ingredients you cannot pronounce. That is literally my golden rule when I go to the grocery store, because if I have a food and I pick it up and I look at the ingredients in the food and I cannot pronounce those ingredients, why would I put that in my body? So that's like prioritize the micro. The micronutrients are there's macronutrients, which are the carbs, proteins, and fats. And then there's micronutrients, which is like potassium, which is like magnesium. And those are like the little things on the ingredient label that everyone writes off, but it's quite literally one of the most important things. Number three is hydrate intentionally. And if you're training, use electrolytes. This is what I was talking about. Something that I make all of my clients do, and I do this myself, is drink 32 ounces of water right when you wake up. It's not the solution for the entire day, but like it literally kickstarts your brain, instantly giving it water in the morning because you typically sweat a lot during the night, which causes you to lose some of those electrolytes. So you want to replenish them as soon as waking. And you can go even as far as I used to do this all the time, but throwing a squeeze of lemon in my water in the morning, which boosts starts your metabolism. And then you can also throw in some sea salt, which is literally just electrolytes. I use Santa Cruz electrolytes now. When I had no money, I was using just sea salt. Number four is control the product, which is your environment. I often tell my clients all the time, like, you are a product of your environment. So if you are surrounded in a household just full of shit food, you're more than likely going to cheat on your diet. So if you're constantly eating trash 24/7 and that's all you own, get rid of it, bro. That's the easiest way you can literally give yourself the greatest alley oop of all time. Because if you have Doritos, Cheetos, and Fritos in your fucking pantry, you're more than likely going to eat that for lunch or a snack or when you feel your most vulnerable, or you feel like stress eating or something. And that is just going to compound and cause you to get even more brain fog. So because you stayed till the end, I'm going to give you some extra value. The non-negotiables I held myself to that got rid of my brain fog within weeks for good. So I made sure I did this every single day. So number one is the 90-10 rule. It's impossible to sustain a 100% clean diet, so don't. But when you cheat, be intentional with it, time it, and plan it. And if you're reading this and you're understanding what I'm saying, it's probably catching you off guard, right? Like, I'm talking about eating clean throughout the entire duration of this video, and then I'm saying, like, bro, eat what you want. 90-10 rule means eating clean 90% of the time, then eating whatever you want 10% of the time, because we are all human. We all have cravings. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I don't have cravings for ice cream or candy. But when I do, I'm very intentional about it. One, I make sure that if I'm going to have like a surplus of a meal, like last night I went to a really, really nice steakhouse. So I was eating a lot of food. But before that, I made sure that my calories were low. So, my first meal of the day, I made sure was very, very low. I did 6 miles. So I burned a lot of calories that day as well. So I'm making sure that I'm setting myself up for the time where I cheat on that meal when I give into something that I like. That's how you plan it. That's how you be intentional about it. And it makes it a lot more rewarding, and it makes it feel like you're in control of your cravings. Because if you were at a point where you just constantly give into your cravings, it's going to feel impossible in the start, but that's why you just have to be intentional about it. That's the only way you want to go about it. So that's the 90-10 rule. The next thing is your body literally gives you indicators that you're doing something wrong. So listen to it. That's why I haven't talked about any food in this video. And you're probably like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what to do now, but just go on Google and search up, like, what are healthy fats and protein, dense foods that I can eat that are clean ingredients, that are single ingredients. And more than likely, you don't need Google for it. You can just use your brain. It's literally just eggs, avocado, ground beef, any kind of protein source. The list can go on. But I wasn't specific because everyone is different. Like, I don't know if when you eat ground beef, like, you have this kind of reaction, your body reacts this way. So what I want you to do is reset yourself to the absolute baseline standard. Eat the most basic fucking meals and just see how your body reacts. See if, like, you feel good after. And if you do, just continue eating that meal. The next thing is plan ahead. Most of the time when you give into food option you shouldn't be eating is when time and money is short. But if you have a desire to actually feel like you have a working brain and get rid of that brain fog, then make sure you plan ahead. I get it, bro. It's a lot easier said than done, but I'm telling you, like, this is how you set yourself up for success. And if you actually desire to feel good, then you're gonna plan ahead. You're gonna, wake up a couple hours early and meal prep. Like, I'm telling you, it takes a lot less time than you think once you get the hang of things. And again, use ChatGPT as your best friend. Like have AI write out a meal prep plan for you and give it the most specific details according to your situation, like your height, your weight, your activity level, your work schedule, your budget, what you like to eat, how many meals you eat in a day, what your macros, your calories are. Like all of these details you input into AI, and then just have it write you up a meal prep plan, have it write you out a grocery list according to your budget. So you're just making excuses not to put the work in. Like that's all it is. Like everyone has excuses. Everyone is in different situations. But how is it that, I think about this a lot. Like how is it that the top CEOs in our country still have time for their families or doing something they love? It's because they plan ahead and they're intentional about their time. The next thing is absolutely the biggest one. And this is something that I'm going to really drive home here. Treat food as fuel, not pleasure. The more you can drive this into your subconscious mind, I'm talking about like your subconscious mind here. This is literally the best piece of advice I can give to anyone, because as soon as you start making the conscious decision over time to eat for fuel, your subconscious mind will be reassured that you're doing the right thing, which means the less you will have to think about making the right choices. And this is what I call auto suggestion, meaning that once you tell your subconscious mind food is fuel, not pleasure, and you start taking actions that are congruent towards what you tell yourself, then the more your subconscious mind will be reassured by how you feel after the foods that you eat. And the less you have to think about, making the right decision over time, because your brain, your subconscious mind will literally be in auto suggestion mode. And one thing about humans is that we operate from the subconscious mind like 95% of the time. So that's why when you're driving for like 20 minutes, you can only remember like a good 15, or you forget like 15 minutes of driving when you get to your destination, because you were operating on autopilot during that time. And that's why brain fog can be so challenging, is because you feel like you're on autopilot 24/7. And this is such a great analogy, is because your body is a Ferrari, right? You have this supercar right here, which is your body, and you can't fuel it with 87. That's cheap gas. That's just trying to barely get by, and the car is not going to function well. You have to fuel it with something quality, like good food, good quality food, single ingredient type food. The last thing I got for you, I know this is a lot of information to run with, but if you want to talk about how we can work together to apply systems to your unique situation, that literally takes all of the guesswork out of making this transformation, and it literally makes your life seem effortless and easy, click the link of the description, the top link, and let's go ahead and hop on a call. But other than that, that's all I had for you today. Hopefully you took some value out of it, and I will see you later. Peace.